So if you've been watching the previous couple of videos, you'll notice that we're on a really slow journey about learning how to breathe correctly. We've learnt the proper breathing technique where we use our diaphragm, and when we breathe in, our belly is going to extend out. So this is going to be the mechanics that is going to stay the same through all of our breathing techniques, whether it's in the laying down position, the seated position, or the standing position. All three are going to be the same in that when we breathe in, we want to feel this area of our abdomen extending out. And as we breathe out, that area just slowly relaxes in again. And we'll talk more about the exhale in the next video, which is really important. So just a few alignment cues, very similar to the seated position in that it's all about getting our pelvis in the right alignment. Now the right alignment for everyday walking will be different to the right alignment when we're learning how to breathe and inhale in. So I'll just turn to the side. So the main cue that's used in Tai Chi, Qigong and a lot of other body and energy arts is to have our knees bent. Now when we're just standing up nice and straight, we are not really aware of our pelvic alignment. As soon as we bend our knees, what's going to happen for most people is that there's going to be a natural anterior tilt of the pelvis. So when we anterior tilt the pelvis, it's going to engage these muscles in our back here. And what happens through the idea of reciprocal, where we have a muscle that's tensed and a muscle that's relaxed. We have to have both. We can't have both that are tensed or engaged. So if I engage, bend my knees, if I anteriorly tilt my pelvis and slightly engage these muscles here, then that means that these muscles here are going to be more relaxed. And we need that to happen in order to take our knees really long, slow and deep breaths, okay? So coming to a standing position, just bend the knees slightly. Let the pelvis just go back naturally into this anterior tilt. And now I want you just to put your hands up on top of your shoulders here. Now the reason we do this is because for some people this anterior tilt will feel like there's a little bit of compression in these lower sort of lumbar spine here. It feels a little bit like the vertebrae are sitting on top of each other. So what we need to do is we need to keep our chest up so we don't sort of fall into this sort of collapsing. So we want to have our knees bent, a slight anterior tilt, and have our shoulders and our chest up. That's going to stop this compression in the lumbar spine. And from here, we breathe into this area down here. And there's a nice little progression that we're going to use in this next video, which is going to allow you to achieve this deep breathing in a standing position. It's going to feel a little bit awkward. It's going to feel a little bit unusual. You may not be able to feel much into it, but this progression is key into following through with the rest of this method that is designed for relaxation and engaging this parasympathetic nervous system. So here's a video that you can use at home. Okay, so this routine is all about learning how to breathe using the proper breathing technique, using your diaphragm in all different positions. So I would stay in each position for about 5 breaths or longer if you feel comfortable. If you want to stay there longer, then please do so. So yeah, about 5 breaths, inhale, exhale, 1 breath, taking your time and moving through each different position as it comes. So starting on your back, working through into this seated position here, making sure you're sitting on your sitting bones. You could be sitting on a cushion or even up to a chair, whatever is comfortable, but making sure that we've got the right alignment there, allowing us to breathe correctly. Here's a collapsed tabletop position. So I've got my head into my arms and my bum's up in the air, and this will naturally anteriorly tilt my pelvis, which allows for my abdomen to be have less tension in there, and I can breathe a lot deeper. This position will accentuate that even more. As you can see, that nice little curve in the spine there means that all my muscles along my back are starting to be engaged, and it means all the muscles along my front in my abdomen area are relaxed, allowing me to breathe deeper. Here's just a child pose, just to release the lower back from those positions that we were just in previously. Slowly just coming to your feet, making sure you bend your knees as you come through. Once we're up there, we bend our knees, put our hands up onto our shoulders, and then you can bring one hand down just to make sure that you are breathing correctly, feeling that abdomen moving out as you breathe in. So once that feels comfortable, you can bring both hands up onto the shoulders. You can bring both hands up into the air. You can bring both hands around to the back of the head. All different positions you can play with up there, but we're really focusing on that lower abdominal area, breathing in nice and deep. Then we're going to make our way all the way back through the way we just came. So into our cow position here, breathing and feeling into that lower abdominal area. Collapsed tabletop position here. You might even feel your belly moving on your thighs in this position here. And it's all about creating this awareness of this correct technique. All of the mechanics, feeling our belly moving. This one is a great one just to lay down, take a moment, but really still focus on your breathing. You should feel your belly moving into the mat. Down into child pose, and you can still keep that nice deep breathing here, breathing into the thighs, so feeling your belly move as you breathe in. And then coming around into a seated position, making sure you got the right alignment. This one does take some practice. The seated one can be quite challenging for people, but it's all about practice. And then finishing off in this supine position as we started. So I would stay for about 5 breaths in each position, moving your way up and all the way back down. So join us for the next video when we look at the exhale. So this is going to be really important in putting together both parts of this breathing technique. So we've been looking a lot at the inhale. Come back and see us when we start to discuss about the exhale. I look forward to seeing you then.